Hello, everybody. I'm trying not to peek. Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome to the Chris Seibert Show. You know what time it is. You know what day of the week it is. It's obviously Friday. Still going strong. Week number 11. Let's get into it. So, as always, the first thing I gotta tell you guys about is obviously the analytical data. So, referring back to last week, this week we had 2 total downloads through both either Apple Podcast or Spotify. Could have been some sort of program that the podcast is just drifting through, but either way, regardless, it was 2 total downloads. And then in watch views, YouTube views, we had 7 total views. So, thank you, everybody. That's 9 total views. Listens, whatever you'd like to say. There's a video version on my YouTube channel. There's the also audio version, the MP3 file that you can listen to through some sort of streaming platform. But yes, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get on to week number 11. So in terms of personal life in the last 7 days, there is a lot of stuff to discuss this week. And I ended up kind of cutting the news portion for this week just because I feel like there's a lot to kind of unravel and talk about. I don't even think I said that word right. Unravel and talk about. So let's go ahead and just get into it. As you guys know, I kind of brought it up more towards the end of last week's episode, but I turned 25 Tuesday of this week, July 21st. I'm officially at the quarter life stage of my life. First 25 years. I'm now, let's see, today's the 23rd, so I'm 2 days into being 25 years old. But this past weekend was just insane. Friday was more or less chill. Saturday had a little cookout, I guess darty session you could say. It was kind of a pitch-in. I did not record any footage during that time. I was with a group of friends. I put my phone down and I just kind of let loose and had fun. And again, this is something we kind of discussed in the prior week that I want to get better at doing. I still recorded footage throughout the weekend. It just so happened that on Saturday all day I didn't really film anything. But Sunday evening, I lounged around with my crush. And then after that, I kind of got myself put together. And then I went to Ruth Chris Steakhouse with my family. So it was very, very busy weekend. I recorded stuff, and you'll be seeing that uploaded. Today it's Thursday, but by the time this episode's uploaded, it'll be Friday. So that is the plan. After I record this episode, I'm going to edit that and begin the process of uploading Welcome to My Weekends. But typically, the schedule is on Mondays, Welcome to My Weekends. Wednesday is the live stream. Friday is the Chris Seibert Show. And then we just kind of start that process over again. It's been a very busy week too on top of work. Next week we'll be getting into this soon, but I'm going out to Las Vegas, Nevada. So I've been doing just a lot of stuff getting caught up. So when I leave in the middle of next week, everything's taken care of and everything's done. There's a couple big webinars and conferences for Festool, the company I work for. So I'm doing a lot of editing and getting all the footage done that they're going to be presenting during that webinar. So it's just kind of been a cluster of a week. And on top of that, I have yet to finish the freelance project, which is also on my to-do list today. That's why I'm kind of way ahead of the ball today, just getting a lot of stuff filmed and done on Thursday. But I'm just now at the point where I'm pretty much caught up with my week work up until tomorrow when I'll be in the office on Friday. But I will be uploading Welcome to My Weekend. So again, I'm sorry about that. Still trying to work on that. There is no excuses at this point in time. It's just a matter of doing it. And I did do it. I just have not had really the time. I've been getting some rest, relaxing, and it's just been a busy week at work. So please forgive me with Welcome to My Weekends, but I promise you that it'll be uploaded later this evening. Some exciting news that I can't wait to share with you guys here at this point in time is that if you guys remember, this was like maybe a month or so ago, but I talked about how I'm thinking about investing into a Blackmagic 4K pocket camera, just for kind of my clients breaking off, getting a nicer camera. I had a Canon SR or SL Rebel 2 or Rebel SL2, something Canon related, it was an okay camera, but really not the best camera. I wanted to kind of invest and get something better. I didn't do a whole lot of research, and there's a reason particularly why I ended up getting this, but this week I went ahead and invested a solid at $600, the camera was on sale, into a Panasonic 4K camcorder. Now, I additionally also bought a battery for this camera, but with the live streaming we're doing at work, I've been noticing that there just really hasn't been good quality. There's obviously quality, you can see the video content, but it's kind of buffery. Our social media specialist and I have kind of talked about, and if you're watching the video format, it might be easier to kind of digest what I'm talking about. But with the software and programs that we have, we get sharp, crystal clear, beautiful content. However, in order for this particular switcher to have access to OBS through our MacBook, we've had to go ahead and invest in this converter that plugs into both this ATM Blackmagic design mixer. If this is making any sense, I'm probably using some very heavy technical terms, but from the switcher into the MacBook. So you have what we would say bandwidth wise, a lot of great picture quality, everything's sharp, beautifully looking, great, fantastic, right? However, with this device that we had to buy for it to convert to the MacBook, it has somehow compressed that beautiful sharp image quality and made it kind of buffery and nasty. So what I've decided to do, instead of using our mirrorless Sony cameras that are very expensive and nice, I went ahead and invested into a $600 camcorder that produces both 4K content as well as 1080 and down the line. But it was a cheap alternative, and it's something that I'm going to be able to test and see if it's a true testament and works very well, or if not, then it just doesn't. But I will have my own personal camcorder and will now not have to rely on bringing stuff home from the office, and continue to invest and buy more gear such as a boom mic, wireless microphones, maybe a lighting kit. But I'm very excited to have announced that I invested in this camera, and I'm going to be very excited and continue to study and look more into the specs. I did not do a good job of that, but it was just something that was $300 off on sale at the time. From the footage I saw online, it looked beautiful, and I figured, why just not pull the plug now, get that, test it out at work, and then of course, whenever I have more freelance work in the works, I'll be able to use my nice Panasonic camcorder. So I invested in that this week, had to bring it up, so I'll probably be doing some tests with it and stuff, and we'll be seeing how things go with that, but I'm very excited to announce that. And I just wanted to bring that up for you in the past 7 days. Also, Wednesday again, this past Wednesday. Today's Thursday, tomorrow is Friday when this episode will be out. But I ended up live streaming again. I want to let you know that I'm going to start doing a better job of kind of calling it out. I started this last week, so for those of you out there that are watching or listening, just so you know, I live stream from 7 to 8 p.m., and I realize that everyone has their own schedule going on. Not everybody listens to these particular podcast episodes or watches the YouTube video. But I'm not going to be able to live stream. I just want to give everybody a heads up like a week in advance what's happening or not. And then it just so happens that if you don't listen to this and you pop into the live stream and I'm there, that's great. If not, that's fine. But next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a lot of things. It's going to be kind of a stressful day between cleaning my apartment, packing, also recording the Chris Seibert show for Friday. I'm going to be flying out first thing early in the morning. I want to say our flight leaves at 6 a.m. on Thursday, but we're going to be flying to Las Vegas. Now I will be returning on Friday. I'm very excited for this trip because it's going to be with a lot of my good friends from Ball State University. Most of them are females. But it's just going to be exciting because I'm going to be able to record a lot of good content, and especially now having the camcorder, it might be the ultimate testament to kind of just have some B-roll footage, take it out and see what happens. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, this is a situation we've been talking about a lot in a group text and going back and forth about. We don't honestly think we're going to be able to experience Vegas, which is great because we'll save a lot of money. We're staying at an Airbnb, but that's going to include a lot of just partying, having fun, laid back environment, and going from there. I'm so sorry. I'm getting a phone call from my mother. But it's going to be an awesome time. I'm really looking forward to it. So that is in the works for next weekend. Referring to, or not next weekend, but yes, next week. So referring to that is on the agenda. And because of that, I will not be live streaming on Wednesday. So just so you guys know, but I'm going to get in the better process of making sure that you know if I'm going to be live streaming a week in advance. We can talk about a wide range of things. I left my live stream posted from Wednesday, but yeah, I'll probably just hop on. And even if I don't see anybody on for a couple minutes, I'll just probably hop right back off again. But at least I can talk about something I want to address really quickly and maybe not be able to share in the podcast. If people come in, we can talk. It'd be great. If not, it is what it is. But I just wanted to bring up the Vegas thing so you guys know that next weekend, I keep saying next weekend, but it is true. But next Wednesday, I won't be live streaming. But I will be getting a lot of great footage, and I will also be testing out my new camcorder. So I'm very excited about that. Next up in the news, there's a lot of news this week. Bryce and I have been calling pretty much. We've been in contact back and forth a lot the past few days, and it is official. Amazon is wanting him to start if, hold on one second. I am going to text my mom. This is kind of embarrassing. Okay, so sorry about that. My mom had a quick question. I'm going to go out to eat with her. That's again why I'm there's just so much going on today. I want to make sure I'm caught up on everything. But yeah, so Bryce has been talking. Amazon wants him to start a whole lot sooner, almost I'd say a month sooner than what he anticipated, which pushes us way ahead of schedule, which is great. But he will be moving in, it sounds like, the first week of August. Originally, and I don't know if it's still going to be the same plan or not, but I'll be getting into that segment in a second. But I'm going to be gone this weekend. I'll be explaining why in a minute. But I don't know if he's going to be coming down or not, or staying up in South Bend. But definitely the following weekend, it sounds like he will be moving in and then heading out while I'm in Vegas. He'll be working starting Sunday, and then he will have Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. So we'll be able to go out. We'll be able to do a lot of shooting and filming. But essentially, we're getting together and getting this party started. And I am just so excited for his arrival. I know him and I are going back and forth. We have just a lot of plans in store. Some of you may have saw the video that I put together of us just talking back and forth about the future and how excited we are and ready to get to work. So I really just can't wait for him to get here, have him featured on the podcast maybe now and again, and also just other stuff that I feel like is relevant and awesome in terms of welcome to my weekends, just going out, working together, collaborating. It's going to be an awesome time. So just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention as well. And then lastly, talking about this weekend, I always kind of like to give you a heads up on what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to do my best, no promises, right, on filming stuff. But this weekend, I'm going back to Frankfort, Indiana. That's the hometown. I wasn't born there, but I was raised there. And we are, my father and I and my sister and one of her closest, if not best friends, is going to be participating in a golf outing for one of my best friends from home. I'm pretty sure it's a fundraiser, but it's going to be a great time. And I'm just going to be able to see my family, see a few friends, hopefully Saturday evening, have some drinks, catch up, because I've not been in town since Father's Day, and that was in June, and June was a wild month. I just can't even believe August is around the corner. But yeah, I'll be at home this weekend. So it's going to be a very fun weekend. And again, I'm going to do my best to record as much content as possible. But I just wanted to bring that up to speed. So for those of you out there that listen to this weekly, curious to see what's going on in my life now, and what to expect. So the stock market, our next big section, our next big category, talking words, is that nothing has really changed essentially in terms of my investments this week. I haven't put any money in. With Vegas coming up next week, for those of you that don't know, I have Nashville, a bachelor party 3 weeks from now in Nashville. I want to say it's 3 weeks from now. It might be 4. I'm pretty sure it's 3 though. I got a lot going on. There's quite a few things, so I'm just kind of building up my savings account and checking account. I'm very frugal already, but just in case, if I decide to splurge for no apparent reason or something pops up that I just so happen to like and want to buy, I'll be ready in Vegas, and yeah, all that jazz. But I haven't invested any money this week. Last week I went a little hot and heavy, and I think I bought quite a few things if you wanted to listen to week 10 of the Chris Seibert Show. But something I did want to address and bring up for my portfolio this week was Blink. Now, I always talk about Blink. I should be wearing their hat right now that's in my closet. I'm just obsessed with this company. I think a lot of it had to do with just me being very proud of myself, looking and studying the market and kind of seeing, speculating what's really going to be the next big thing in terms of like just the future. And I know tech is always a hot sector, but what's always really caught my eye is electric vehicles. I personally don't own one, but I've just always been fond of Tesla. I unfortunately don't have any Tesla shares. I always wish I did. But I remember back in February when I saw their quarterly report. I think it was January, talking about what their goal was for the future. And this was pre-pandemic. They had 2020 start out. They had like selling 500 cars or planned on producing 500,000 cars and all this, and where, electric vehicles, how they're going to make a big impact, and autonomous vehicles and self-driving and just the technology of a vehicle and automobile and where it's heading. Blink manufactures pretty much what you'd say like an iPhone charger. They make these stations where electric vehicles like a Tesla per se can park by it at a parking spot and then plug the Blink charging station into the car. So Blink's just a very fascinating company. They've lost a lot of money over the years, but again, it's one of those things with timing, right? Electric vehicles just really haven't been that big of a deal. However, what I'm noticing now living in Indianapolis, and guaranteed it's more on the north side, so it's more kind of ritzy, but I've been seeing more and more Teslas. And as time's gone on, I've seen more and more major automobile manufacturers coming out and promoting their electric line of vehicles and what they plan to start producing and putting out in the market by a certain date. And with Blink being able to charge pretty much every single electric vehicle and have that power and that product, it's just been so cool to continue to see week by week, day by day, how it's performing in the market. And yesterday was just, I had both fists up, I was applauding, I was excited, and the main reason as to why was because they received a grant to deploy 200 of their charging stations across the Mid-Atlantic region. Now, the Mid-Atlantic region where these chargers are going to essentially be placed at is in Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, and Washington, D.C. And the cool part about all of these states is that within this ecosystem, they're aiming to be able to charge not only electric vehicles for the consumer, but fleets, transportation network, and companies. So they're going to be using these stations for a wide variety of things for a brighter and bigger green future. So it's just cool to be able to have 2,000 shares of this company, believe in it way before the hype, and just continue to see, it seems like week by week, big news, stock price. I believe today, I haven't checked in the last hour, but it was still over $7 a share, I believe. And I've made almost $10,000 off this original investment, and it's just holding it for the long term, seeing what's going to happen, because you never know. It could be $20 a share by the end of the year, could be more, could be less. But it's just exciting to see through the midst of this pandemic, Blink continues to power on and go high in the stock market, and it's just an exciting time. But I wanted to share that this week. Other than that, nothing has changed in my portfolio. As mentioned, I'll just go ahead and run through my shares and what I own. Blink, BLNK, 2,000 shares. MFA, 900 shares. SPHD, 64 shares. EPR, 98 shares. Realty Income, 13 shares, STAG, 15 shares, and then OGI, 104 shares. A lot of numbers, a lot of tickers, a lot of different things. But again, I just wanted to address that to you guys, share the stock market update with you guys along with my life. And then, of course, that's pretty much a wrap for that. With news, I have no news this week, but I see that we're still way ahead of the ballgame in terms of the podcast. We're at the 20-minute mark, which is a new one. So even though I don't really have any news down other than sharing Blink, which I wanted to share, which is really positively benefited my stock portfolio. I will say, and as always, I will address this. I did notice this morning a notification from Yahoo. I have my notifications turned on, but I believe 1.4 million Americans have filed for unemployment this week, or I guess in the last week, and since the past week. The pandemic, in terms of the coronavirus, we still continue to see many different states across the country increasing in terms of cases, which is scary. It's still just a really rough time for me. It's just not really so much rough for me per se, but it's just an uncomfortable, optimistic time. I feel bad for what's happening, but it's at this point, like, I just feel like a lot of people have just kind of given up. Like, you either get it or you don't. You can just go about your personal life. Me being me, I take a lot of precautions when I'm out and about in public. I'm always wearing a mask when I'm in a store and stuff. On the weekends when I'm out and about, I generally don't have my mask on when I'm inside the location. When I'm outside walking around, sometimes I'll have it on. I always have it on me, but it's just one of those scenarios where I feel like you can only do so much and you either get it or you don't. And I know there's a lot of people that say don't live in fear, or maybe making it political. I'm not too sure. But all I ask you guys is that for those of you out there that watch these, that listen to these, please make sure you do your part in washing your hands, taking your vitamins, getting proper rest, staying hydrated, and of course, just doing everything you can, hand sanitizing, whatever you need to do. But I just wish the best for everyone. It's so hard. It's just such a challenging time. It's a sad time. And, I want the news to be exciting and fun, but it's really hard to share news when a lot of it's generally not too positive. But I feel like I should just go ahead and bring that to your guys' attention and share that information to you. Lastly, the last thing I really want to talk about before I wrap up the podcast this week is that, again, this might be the last time I say that. I honestly probably say this every week, but I have in my notes here that the weekly challenge, I have stopped doing that, and I just now share motivational posts. I haven't honestly been on social media a lot this week. I've just been between work, doing stuff after work, hanging out with my crush, just crazy weekend, getting rest. Just it's been kind of wild and fun. It was my birthday Tuesday, so I was with my father and some of his colleagues just hanging out. It's just been a wild week. It really has been. And I haven't really been sharing too many posts. But if you're interested in following me and knowing more and me sharing some motivational posts, that's something that you might like to see and read, feel free to follow my personal YouTube, my personal podcast, Instagram account. It's just The Christopher, and this is all one word, Seibert, S as in Sam, Eibert. And I share, when I upload a video, a quick little promo of it. I also share the segments from the podcast, and I also share my stock portfolio, which I've now decided to start posting on Sunday, the evening before the market opens on Monday. So that's that. And of course, that's all I have for this week, week number 11. Of course, a lot of things to talk about in terms of my personal life, but it's so cool every week, to continuously check the podcast downloads through Lisbon, the host I use, see the YouTube views if people are still watching or not. It just makes me really excited and happy, and I love seeing that people are still taking the time, even if they don't listen to all the way through or listen to a segment or portion of it, just to kind of get caught up on the first, say, few minutes or not on what's really happening. But I can't help but smile, and it does just make me super happy. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there for me. I hope everybody's doing good. As always, if you have a question, if you're listening to this, or you're just curious about something, feel free to go on the YouTube video, make the comment, and I'm more than happy to bring it up in the following week. But with that being said, I will be tuning in again next week on Wednesday. The episode will be uploaded on Friday, and I will be live from Vegas, but I'll be sure to have a lot of very, very fun, great content for you guys in store. So with that being said, I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.